We're back. Trying to get that fish. Different location though, but you guys know the location. You guys have probably seen it a time or two on this channel. Excuse me. That's just the early morning coffee talking with the big old bilge. David, we're back, yeah. For whatever reason, the live stream started just twirling or going around in circles and looping or something, so we had to start over. We just moved to another spot. But you guys have seen this spot like a bazillion times anyways, so you're probably going to be all right. Probably going to be all right. Trying to make some adjustments on the camera in this spot. Well, if there's one thing for certain, we definitely got a big enough fan base around Central Oregon, anyways. Well, Warm Springs area, anyways. I don't know. I'm gonna try and make another adjustment here on the tripod and stuff. Let's see, is that any better though? Is that better? Hey guys? Chapo Jojo, what's going on? A face reflection from the water, yeah. Definitely get some reflections off the water for sure. For sure. Try that for a bit. See if that works. Frog wah. What's going on? I don't know. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. If fish are good communicators or not. That's not something I would know. I don't think I've ever tried to really communicate with the fish. I mean, I've talked to them a few times, but I don't know that they understand what I'm saying. That's kind of a cool question. They all might be bad communicators. You just never know. Yeah, I think when it starts to get a little chilly, it starts to slow down, you know. If I was fishing for trout or something, it might be a little bit different, but steelhead fishing can be a fish of 10,000 casts. 1,000 to 10,000 casts, as I always say. The Midwest, so what part of the Midwest are you at? Are you Minnesota, Iowa, Kansas? Where are you at? Throwing a panther martin at this moment. Catfish, yeah. Yeah, it can be hard for sure. Trying to catch them warm water fish when it's cooling down, that's for sure. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. Boy, that sun's almost over the hills, and we can finally start getting a little heat down here. Start warming us up a little bit. Does that stand for Minneapolis, Minnesota? You ever watch that movie called Rio? That cartoon where she goes tiny soda instead of Minnesota? There we go. That's more of a cast. I wanted right there. I'm in Oregon, Central Oregon, sunny Central Oregon, fishing for steelhead on the Deschutes River. One of the most beautiful places on creation earth, for sure. Of course, I hear up in your guys' region, it's pretty up there too, though. I mean, look, the sun's just getting ready to come up over the hill there. So pretty, so pretty. And we're fishing right here on the beautiful Deschutes River, y'all. Beautiful Deschutes River. Yeah, our live feed got cut short earlier. I almost thought about just not live streaming anymore today, but I'm like, you know what? It's too early to stop live streaming. I can start live streaming again, so here we are. Live streaming for you guys. Mississippi River, oh yeah. I've never got the distinct pleasure of fishing the Mississippi River. I would have loved to have fished it growing up, but I live like 3 hours away from the Mississippi River growing up. So I never got to fish the Mississippi River. But someday, I'll get to fish it for sure. Make sure you guys hit that like, comment, subscribe, and share, y'all. Even if we're not catching any fish. We did miss a nice fish this morning, though, on the earlier live stream. I don't know why he came off, but he did. He set the hook, keep the line tight, and they still come off. Sometimes I just don't get it. I understand why I lost the fish on Saturday. It's because he wanted to take off to Washington State, and I didn't want him to because my reel didn't have that much line on it. So I tried to get him to turn around, and he just was not having it. Was not having it. And then he broke me off. But that was my own fault. Joe, what's going on? 15 hours or more to go fishing? Wow. Whew. Well, realize this, that when I was in Missouri, I was a kid. I wasn't an adult. I didn't have a car. I couldn't just get in the car and drive myself. "15 hours? I've had some of them long drives, though, to go fishing, though. California to Utah. I hear Utah's got some really good fishing, for sure. Next year I'm going to California to go fish with Blue. And then I'm also going to Washington State to fish with a couple of fellas in Washington, which is going to be fun. One of these days I'll make it out to Utah. I hear they got some good fishing. I want to go to Colorado for a bull elk hunt someday. That'd be fun. With my bow, not a rifle, with a bow. I want to go fishing in Colorado too, since I'm going to be there. I hear they got some really good trout fishing streams up there. There's a lot of places in California I want to fish, though. For sure, I want to fish off San Diego coast. I want to fish the California Delta. There's just a lot of places I'd like to fish down there. Heard so much good stuff about California. I just ain't gonna have enough time to fish all those areas. Shasta, Lake Shasta, and Clear Lake. Man, they got some major bass fisheries down there, it seems like. I want to go do some striper fishing someplace, someday, some way. I know we got them in Oregon. I just haven't figured out where I'm going yet. Maybe we got wipers in one place here in Oregon. Yeah, I hear that about them bluefin tunas. They can flat out wear you out. I want to go off the coast because they got of San Diego, because they got so many different opportunities there, from what I understand. From catching makos to catching marlin. Well, I think it's marlin. They got two. I'm not real sure, but I know it's like the makos. I want to catch a mako shark, and I want to catch a well, I can't think of all the fish right now, but I will eventually. There's just some fishing I want to do off the coast. I just hear it's a great fishery is all. So I definitely want to do, definitely wouldn't mind going off the coast of San Diego. That's kind of my point, is just I hear it's a really good fishery, and that's kind of why I want to go off the coast of San Diego. Let's see, San Diego is the best to go out from, depending on where the fish are stacking. Yeah, I reckon you're right on that. It just depends on where the fish are stacking, for sure. They caught a striped marlin off the coast of Oregon here a while ago. Them you don't hear too much about marlins on the Oregon coast, but they caught one on the Oregon coast not too long ago. Hell, King Trump, huh? Somebody's trying to get yelled at. I won't yell at you if you're a Trump supporter. I don't, that's on you. If you're a Trump supporter, I don't mind. Somebody's gonna get yelled at. Switching to a spoon now. Somebody wants to get yelled at. Oh, that's funny. Real funny. Glad you guys could join us though. We may not be catching, but we're definitely fishing. Always glad to be able to spend my morning with y'all. That sun would be hitting me if it wasn't for all that cloud cover up there. See? Sun should be poking out right there, but that cloud cover got it all covered up. But look at that hillside, all covered with clouds and stuff. Isn't that just the prettiest thing in the world? Y'all, we definitely got some scenic views around here in Central Oregon. For sure, for sure. Thank y'all for joining us. Hopefully we're going to get some scenic views of some fish today. Even if not, oh well. Life goes on. What are you guys doing on your Tuesday morning? Are you guys at work? Are you guys fishing? Are you sleeping in? Or what are you guys doing on your Tuesday morning? I can think of no better thing to do than to fish. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do 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 do. Yeah. James Ray, what's going on? Catch anything? Nah, same process as last time you saw me. I did hook onto that one before I ended up ending my live stream because the thing was just spinning around in circles. So that's kind of not my fault that I ended that live stream, and I would have live streamed down there longer, but I finally moved up here. When I found out that I was going to have to restart my live stream, I moved to another area of the river. That way you guys wouldn't be looking at just the same area of river all the time. Oh, just missed something there. So, but no, not since that last bite down there in the shallows. But I'm still fishing. Still trying to get you guys a fish. Just because I missed one doesn't mean I won't get one later. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll hook another fish. Maybe we won't. Only time will tell. So we started a new live stream because last one kind of just started blooping instead of doing what it's supposed to do, which is keep moving forward. So kind of the way it goes sometimes when you're live streaming, though. But that one that hit down there in the shells definitely felt like a decent fish. He took off like a ton of bricks, I'm telling you. He's like and I'm like, ooh. And then he threw the hook and it was over. Kind of the way it goes. See, we're throwing a spoon now. Well, that same spoon we got bit on down there in the shallows. Even if we don't catch anything, we're still live streaming. We're still having a good time. Trying to get a fish. You just never know what you're going to get. Uh-huh. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Let's catch fish. Come on. We got all morning to get it done. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but we're going to try. Got some fly fishermen down there wading in the water. So they having some fun. I'm having fun. Uh-huh. Do, 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 do. Let's go, you guys. Let's go. Let's get it. Be a fish with our name on there. Somewhere's out there. Even if we don't catch one today, there's got to be one with our name on it someplace. Somewhere. Let's go, you guys. Let's go. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let's go. $500 more casts, y'all. 5,000 more casts. They get to 10,000. Do 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 do. I don't know if you guys saw that, but that fish just went out there and jumped about halfway out there in the middle of the river. That's pretty fun. Always pretty fun seeing them fish jump like that. Even if they're not biting, still fun to see them jump. Stick their tongue out at us and go, nah, 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 you can't catch us, you can't catch us. And I'm like, you just wait, you just wait. Give me my 5,000 casts and I'll catch you. Fish on, yeah, fish on, you guys, fish on. Yes, fish on. Yes, fish on. Ha-ha. Did he come off? No, he's still there. Fish on, you guys. Ha-ha, ha-ha. Fish on. Fish on. Ha-ha, ha-ha. Nice. This thing I was going to change. Woohoo. Let's get that. Oh, nice trout. Not a steelhead, but hey, we'll take it. Nice, beautiful 15-inch trout, you guys. Woo-hoo. You guys see that? Y'all kind of jumping all over the place. Look at that. Let's get out here in front of this camera. If we can get out here without falling, tripping and stuff. You guys, check it out. Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. There you guys go. Put him back. Woohoo! Yeah! Let's go! Nice. Woo! I don't know how well you guys saw that because I can't well look at the thing and stuff like that, but woo! It was a rainbow trout. A beautiful, beautiful rainbow trout, you guys. Maybe not the steelhead we're looking for, but on a day like today when the bites are scarce, well, when the bites are scarce, you know. Sorry about that. When the bites are scarce, we'll take a trout. We will not complain, for sure. Whew. Nice. I'm tickled pink about that. I don't know. You guys have to tell me how good of a look that was of the fish, because I couldn't look at the camera or at the face of the camera to tell, you know, how good of a look you guys got. So you guys will have to tell me if you guys got a good look at it or not. I'm guessing you probably didn't, but you know, that's part of the thing about trying to be your own cameraman. It can be hard, but nonetheless, we got one. Ah, yeah, let's go. Back to it, y'all. Back to it. Yes, one trout. Yes. So that's 2 fish today we've hooked. And both of them were on the live stream. Well, one on the earlier live stream and one on this live stream. Haha, thanks, David. Haha. Love it. I truly, truly do. I would have liked to got a picture of that fish, but definitely hard to do. Doing what I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. I think we're gonna switch up rigs. Go ahead and start throwing a jig and a bobber now. We're throwing spinners and spoons through here. I think next thing to do is just to switch to a jig and bobber. Let's switch to a jig and bobber, y'all. Because Mr. and Mrs. Texas, if they were watching, they'd be like, have you thrown a jig and bobber yet? I'll be like, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. So let's go ahead and throw a jig and bobber for them. Even if they're not watching. And I know we just caught a fish. We've hooked 2 fish on the spoon. But we're gonna put some special sauce on that there some Procure Blade tuna. Yo. See if that helps our cause a little bit. It generally, I don't think that it hurts our cause, because I've caught them with and without it. So I just figured, why not if it don't hurt the situation. I usually use 2 different scents on the river. One's a bloody tuna, and the other is shrimp scent. So those are the 2 I like to use. First casting this spot with the jig and bobber. So you can't get that bobber to go down. The water is up just a little bit because we've had some rain. It's not too badly up, but it's up a little bit. Up a little bit, for sure, for sure. How you guys doing today? Mm-hmm. Do, 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 do. Can't really see the bobber if I'm doing this, but that's okay. Basically, all I'm doing is I'm throwing upriver. So basically, all I'm doing is reeling in the slack from the when it's flowing this way, and that way, if the float goes under, I'll be able to make immediate contact with whatever takes the float down, whether it's a rock or a fish or whatever be the case. We want to be able to make sure that we make good contact with it. So, good contact with whatever bites, whether it's a rock or a fish. Before, when my last live feed started just spinning and stuff, I did hook into a nice limb cod down there. I got my lure back, but I did hook into a nice limb cod. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Josh's video yesterday. I didn't really pay too much attention to it. I just edited it and put it out for you guys. Editing is like my least favorite thing to do about YouTube. Just because I work a full-time job, I do YouTube, and I have to edit videos, so it can make it a little tiresome by the time I get to editing. So a lot of times I don't do the best when it comes to editing. It's not my best trait of YouTube, for sure. Hopefully you guys like the sushi we made on Saturday out of the steelhead that I caught. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that to no end. A lot of people were like, ew, gross, raw fish. I'm like, yummy, tasty. I'm just a goofball, I guess. Yeah. I'm just a goofball sometimes. I have no rhythm or rhyme sometimes, but a goofball indeed. Thanks for joining us, you guys. We appreciate it. I got water specks from that fish we caught all over my, all over my glasses. Let's go. You know what would be really cool? It's never going to happen, though. What would be really cool is if my daddy come out here to Oregon and done some fishing with me. Watch the channel, but that's because he don't really do the technology stuff. But it would be really made it out here to Central Oregon to fish with me. That'd be so cool. That would be a highlight of my fishing career, to be honest with you, especially on YouTube. I spent a lot of years fishing with him when I grew up, but in my older years, in my adult life, I haven't spent nearly as much time fishing with him. But that's because he lives so far away. But that would be cool if my daddy ever got to come out here, fish with me on the Mighty D Shoots or Columbia River or any place really. That'd be a highlight of my fishing career. That's for sure. That would be fun. My daddy ain't never been out to Oregon. I don't know if I don't think he'll ever make it out here, to be honest with y'all. I don't think he'll ever be out here. Unfortunately. I've been back there a couple times since I've been in Oregon. But, you know, it's not like I get to fish with him, you know. That'd be so freaking cool. Do 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 do. Let's go. Starting to warm up now. Let the sun come out. That's all right. It wasn't all that cold to begin with. Yeah, it's always yacked up. Barely didn't redo it all. Yep, still gonna have to reel it all in and throw it all out there again. See, that's kind of what happens when you're using a jig and a bobber sometimes. You get a little jacked up here. Not too bad. I mean, it's easy fix. But sometimes I just don't want to cooperate, and so it just wraps up like crazy. All right, there we go. Ready to start fishing again. Ta-da! That time it didn't wrapped up. The reason why I knew it was wrapped up the last time is because I seen it just go hit the water and all wrapped up. Unfortunately, that happens when you're jig and bobber fishing. For sure, for sure. Do 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 do. Good long drifts, y'all. Good long drifts. Do 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 do. Mm-hmm. Y'all. What up? Good night. Munchies. Haha. Right now I'm using a jig and a bobber. I did catch a fish earlier. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I did catch a nice trout. I hooked the fish down in the shallows. Then my live stream just started not working properly from what Blue was telling me. And so I stopped the live stream, moved upriver or downriver a quarter of a mile or so, maybe less. And then I started live streaming again. Yeah. So hooked 2 fish, landed 1. As SB says, 1 rainbow trout. Sir, yes sir, yes sir. A beautiful rainbow trout, y'all. We might decide to change colors because we've been throwing that orange one for a minute. And few trips, and we just ain't been doing as good as I hope we would be doing. Of course, if I do change, I have to make a longer leader, so I'd have to go up to the vehicle to get a new leader, which wouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, I wouldn't have an issue with having to go up to the car and get another leader put on here. If I was smart, I'd just have that stuff down here with me. But I ain't that smart. I'm smart enough to catch fish, but I'm not smart enough to bring all my gear with me down to the edge of the river to where I can just tie new leaders and stuff while I'm here. Imagine if I wanted to catch a whitefish, I threw a whitefish. If I threw some flies out there, I could probably catch some whitefish. One or two bad enough. But I don't want to catch a whitefish. I want to catch a steelhead, or a trout, or a salmon, or a whitefish. Crazy, we've already been live streaming again for another hour. It don't seem like it. It just don't seem like it. But we ain't got the views like we were getting in the first one either, though. So. Well, let's switch to the other rod and throw a pink jig out there for a little bit. And then we might take and go up and make a new leader and switch jigs. All right. Let's go. One thing I like about it is when I got 4 or 5 rigs already tied up, and I ain't gotta retie. Basically, what I like to do is I like to have 4 or 5 rods rigged up, 4 or 5 different things, and throw a different. That way, I'm not retying all the time. That way, I just swap out rods. No browns, but definitely rainbows. I caught a nice rainbow earlier. Definitely caught a nice rainbow trout earlier. So, nice 14, 15-inch rainbow. So, that was nice. And I'm not real sure how good of a view everybody got of that fish when I did catch it. Because I was in front of the camera unhooking and stuff, so I don't really know how good of a view everybody got of that fish when I did catch it. So we're casting upstream with these floats and jigs, and then we're just reeling in with it as it comes down to us. That way, if the float does go under from a fish, we'll be able to make contact with it right away instead of having to pick up a lot of slack and then missing the fish. You could see it? Nice. Yeah, that was the purpose, of getting to where I got, was to get it back in the water quickly. I didn't want to keep that fish out of the water because we couldn't keep it anyways. We couldn't harvest it. Yeah, that's what I caught the one trout on, was a spoon. Is what I caught it on, and that's what I had to bite on earlier in the shallows, was on a spoon. Saturday, I hooked the fish on a panther martin. I mean, there's a lot of things you can catch a fish on here on the river. For sure. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Y'all. I know there's a couple other people live right now, like Stay Fishy Redmond, Oregon, and Goat in Minnesota. Definitely some people live streaming right now. One thing about fishing for these fish is if you're not going to harvest them, or you can't harvest them at a time of year, it's important to get them back in the water as quickly as possible. Some people are going to complain because they felt like I handled the fish or whatever, but how else are you going to take them off the hook? Sky blue fishing! Nice! You're not under Sky Wolf today, or this on this live stream. You're under Sky Blue. Ah, nice! Did you see the fish I caught earlier, bro? I did land the fish, man. Yeah, lots of lives going on, yeah. But I have the best view of them out of all of them. Nice. Sweet. Nice to see that Sky Blue Fishing name back on there, man. Yeah, you'll have to. There's about at a half an hour into this live, the second live. So if you go back and look at about 30 minutes into it, you'll find that fish catch real quick like. Real quick like. I always try to figure out what time in the live stream that I hook a fish or whatever. That way, whenever people want to go back and review it and look at it, I can tell them, oh, it was half at like 30 minutes into or 72 minutes video or whatever, to help them out so that it's easier for them to find out where I hooked the fish at. So, yeah. Heck yeah. I get excited when people join us, though. Especially if it's people I've actually met and fished with, like Sky Blue. I've actually fished with him. He came to Central Oregon and he caught a very nice fish here in Central Oregon. It may not have been a trout or a steelhead, but hey, he did catch a really nice fish, though. I have to say. It was a beautiful fish, too. Uh-huh. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it here on G-Man Fishing. And on that video, it's on that live stream, it's on the plus side of 30, so not on the negative side of 30. So start looking about 30 minutes and then go to about 32 minutes. You'll find that fish there. Yeah, they are very beautiful fish for sure. Very beautiful fish. On a day like today, you're not catching steelhead. A nice trout does a good for you. Does some good for you. Yeah, it will be. It will be. I have to go back and get it though. That's one thing about it is once you shot alive, then you got to go back and view all the footage to get to shore, for sure. All I keep asking myself now is where's the steelhead at? What did I lose? I wasn't real sure what fish, what species I caught and lost, or hooked and lost, but I did land a nice rainbow trout, for sure. I hooked a fish in the shallows, and then my live stream started acting up on me, so I ended it, and then I came up here and started live streaming up here, and hooked a nice rainbow. Beautiful fish too. They always seem to hit when there's less viewers on for some reason. And then all the viewers are like, where's the fish? And I'm like, oh, too late. He gone. He gone. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. I just would like to be catching more steelhead for you guys on the live stream. But I can't control whether the fish bite or don't bite. Nick Rosemary. Ramsey. Nick Ramsey. Okay, Ramsey. Gotcha. What is a steelhead? Basically, what a steelhead is, I'm going to put you guys on me while I explain this, you guys. So, basically, a steelhead is a sea run rainbow trout. Okay. Basically, what happens is the steelhead or the trout, salmon, or steelhead trout is born in fresh water. It's a migratory fish that swims from the fresh water to the salt water, goes out there for 3 to 5 years, gets bigger, badder, stronger, maybe even tastier for my taste buds. Then it swims back up, comes back into the fresh water, swims up, spawns, and heads back out to the ocean. A migratory trout is what a steelhead is. It's a bigger, amped up version of a rainbow trout. It's the best I can explain it, you guys. That's what a steelhead is. So it's still in the salmonoid family. Best way I can explain a steelhead. So hopefully that explanation makes sense to you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Blue. I don't know what they eat in the salt water that makes them so much bigger, but whatever it is working. It must be their steroids. Whatever they're eating in the ocean. So many good drifts this morning. Could have got bit on any one of those drifts, and for whatever reason, some drifts you just don't get bit on, even though you caught fish in those drifts before. Hey, all right. This guy's got some info to back me up a little bit. Brum, brum, brum. Gotcha. What's up, Jay? How you doing? See, so I know a little bit about a fish. Maybe not much, but I know a little bit about a fish. May not be much, but I know a little bit. Ugh. Just a little bit. I'm doing well, thank you, Jay. How you doing, Josh of all trades? Yeah. Till 5, where a rainbow can reproduce within 2 years. Nice. I knew I was somewhere close to that. I'm not perfect by any means, but I know a little bit about fish. Just a little bit. Thank you guys for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing, y'all. Appreciate it. The more you guys comment, like, subscribe, and share, the better off it helps us YouTubers, for sure. Josh of all trades got a kind of a cool channel. His isn't a fishing channel, but he puts out some nice content. You should hear the story about the frog. You guys should go check out Josh of all trades' frog story there. That was a good story, by the way. I liked it. That is perfect steelhead water. I sit here very envious. Oh, come on, man. You got lots of good water there in California. You shouldn't be envious of little old Deschutes River. I mean, granted, it is a beautiful place, and it has a really good fishery. I just feel like California's got some really good fisheries too, though. All the videos and things I see from California, it's got some good fishery, for sure. That's why I want to go down there and fish it. Dolores Campos. How's you doing? Glad you could join us on this live stream, buddy. Show. Haha. Glad you could join us. We did catch one fish, by the way, Dolores. We had to let it go. Trout's no longer in season on the Deschutes River. And we missed one today too. We don't know what that one was. Man, we've been live streaming for a minute. For sure, for sure. $5,000 more casts. See, every time you catch a fish, the count starts over. So you see, when I caught that trout, I was at like 5,999 casts. So I caught that one trout, so now it starts back at one. So I've still got like, 9,900 casts to do to get another fish, y'all. That's why I say steelhead fishing can be a fish of 1,000 to 10,000 casts. And every time you catch a fish, it restarts over at one. Even if it's not a steelhead, it still starts over at one. I just had a bobber down and didn't even get a hook set. Didn't even get a hook set, you guys. I should have, but I didn't. Frustrating at times when you don't get a hook set. Truly frustrating. Sky Blue, now that you got your Sky Blue fishing back up, are you going to start fishing again? Live streaming and stuff? Ah. I know your situation down there, you don't always have service to live stream and stuff. Ha, 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 ha. Wow, really? You got that much potatoes, huh? Wow. Squish. Oh yeah, the wife did tell me to. She's supposed to be joining a live sometime to thank you for the winter squash, but because she keeps forgetting to tell you thank you, I'm gonna tell you thank you again. She'll tell you sometime on one of the lives. Thank you for the winter squash. She was thankful. She fixed it up the other day. It was tasty. I don't know why she keeps forgetting to. I'll let her know. Do, 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 do. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Do, 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 do. Still here, still here. Still raising Cain with the fish, y'all. I don't know why they're not raising Cain back by biting, but today must have just been the spoon kind of day. Because both of my bites come on a spoon. I did have a couple bobbers down in the shower, and But being that I didn't hook them, I can't say that they were legitimate bites. All right, you guys. Well, I think we're going to call this live stream edition done. We're just going to fish around the rest of the day. And maybe take a little tad bits here and there and stuff like that for you guys. I mean, I didn't bring no cameras as usual. Usually if I fish Tuesdays and Thursdays, I don't bring a camera with me. So I just bring my phone and I shoot what I can with my phone, y'all. But anywho, I mean we've done a pretty good job. We hooked and landed one fish. We hooked a fish in the first live stream. So I mean it's been a pretty productive morning so far. Not bad for what I've been fishing since 7. So 8, 9, 10, almost 11. So it's for 4 hours. I mean I'm not gonna say that's great by any means, but I'm not going to say that's bad because there's people out here fishing for a lot more hours than that and not even getting a bite. I know I've had days like that to where you fish around, and you don't get a single bite for 12 hours, 15 hours, whatever be the case. But we successful. So we caught a fish, maybe not a steelhead, but we caught a trout, which is a beautiful fish. We hooked the fish down below. Don't know what it was. It took off like a rocket. So I mean, usually when you hook a fish in that shallow stuff, they do take off like a rocket. And it don't matter if it's a steelhead, trout, salmon, or sucker. Down there in that shallow stuff, when you hook them, they always tend to take off like a rocket. But that's shallow water. It just looks different when you hook them up, because you can see them a lot quicker than you can a lot of times in the deeper water. So took off like a rocket. You guys didn't see it, unfortunately. I did just, the thing about that bite was I just switched the camera from me to the water. It was just in the wrong area of the water when that fish hit. So I'm just disappointed you guys didn't get to see that fish. I'm disappointed I didn't get to see it. I seen the wakes and stuff like that from it fighting and stuff, but that was it. But anyhow, you know what I'm going to say. We're going to end this live stream. So y'all, remember to catch, kiss, and release a fish once in a while. It ensures a future fishery for all. So till next time, thanks for joining us. I've had a blast living today. Y'all, I'm thankful you guys decided to join us. Till next time, this is G-Man Fishing, and we are out.